we're going to be forcing a very interesting scenario here, right? Hydra Steam, perfect. Go ahead and get up a Sword Stance here. Very interesting endgame here, right? Into the Protoga, okay. Go ahead and Power Whip. Into the Walking Wake, interestingly enough here, right? Perfect, and we do connect on that, and that is going to be a GG. How's it going, guys? So we are back with some more Scarlet and Violet OU DLC, and today we are going to be using a hyper offense team. So shout out, first things first, shout out Exotic64 here. He is the creator of this team. He made an RMT post about this. I will have that link down in the description below, along with his original paste. I highly recommend giving that a read just because he goes into a good amount of detail and also provides a lot of wonderful high-level replays here, right? But for a quick overview of the team, we of course have our standard Glamora lead. With Earth Power and Power Gem, we're going to be hitting a lot of common leads here. Stealth Rock, of course, and then Mortal Spin. Just go ahead and get some just go ahead and clear hazards and get a nice poison off on something here, right? Not much to say about it, just fairly standard. Up next, we have a King Gambit with Black Glasses. So with Black Glasses, you'll typically see obviously Terra Dark and some occasional Terra Fairies, but we're going to be rocking with the Terra Flying here. Again, just being able to have Earthquake become an immunity and having our 4 times weakness 2 fighting become a resist is so fantastic, and there's not a lot of situations where you're going to regret having Terra Flying over something like Terra Dark, right? So that's kind of just the rationale behind it. It's also very interesting just in a general sense of King Gambit here. There's a lot of developments going on with it. A lot of King Gambits are dropping certain moves out of these main 3 here, right? Some may have low kick over Katao and have Sucker Ironhead here, right? Some may have again low kick over Katao. Some may have Terra. Wait, no, what am I saying? Some may have low kick over Ironhead. I'm so sorry. And some may have Terra Blast over Ironhead as well here. Again, just having Sucker Punch is always mandatory here, right? Just to overcome that low speed here. But either way here, right? We're seeing a little bit more deviation from just the standard 3. But either way, the standard 3 is always going to be, you can never go wrong with that here, right? Up next, we have Zamazenta here. Very interesting stat spread. I did change things a little bit. In the original, we do have max attack plus max attack plus what's it called? Probably like 118 defense. I want to go ahead and take 2 points off of each. Just go ahead and put them into speed. Just because we got out during playtesting, I got outsped by a Rabombi. Like I was able to keep off webs, and I brought in my Zamazenta thinking, oh, we'll be good right here, right? Originally, we do hit a 380 speed here. Rabombi hits a 381. So that was a very unfortunate there, right? So they were able to get sticky webs and they were able to clean up the team just because my Zamazenta got forced out. If I hadn't had that speed here, then we were able to go ahead and pick up the KO on Rabombi, provided my Stone Edge hit, and we were still able to be incredibly threatening with the rest of our guys, but oh well here, right? Fire type here is just to mainly handle the Fire type Ogerpon, just because it's so threatening into our team and just so threatening in general here. We are able to wall it decently well, and Zamazenta in conjunction with King Gambit is such a fantastic late game mon here, right? It's able to easily pick up KOs and what's it called? Sorry, I had a burp there. It's so easily able to sweep, and just having Iron Defense up and becoming such an annoying wall to deal with, like, oh my god, especially just because a lot of the times people are going to be carrying King Gambits, right? And that's a physical mon here, right? So if you're able to get up those Iron Defenses up on it, it's just GG here, right? Especially with Glamora bringing in a lot of special attackers in the early game, just because a lot of people don't want to trigger that toxic debris here, right? Getting rid of those special attackers and leaving only physical mons just opens up the game so much for these two here, right? Up next, we have a little bit of an unorthodox Iron Valiant set here, right? We're going to be rocking a special Iron Valiant with Hypnosis. The main idea behind this is that a lot of people are just going to be bringing in their Amoonguses, their Galarian Slowkings, their Monkey Dories, and their Iron Moth against us, and we can't exactly pick up the one-hit KO on any of those mons here, right? Just because a lot of the times we are going to be neutral and they are going to be bringing in those mons while we are neutral, or at the very least at a +1. Even still, right, we don't have the most favorable of odds picking up those one-hit KOs even on something like an Amoongus here. So turning that 100% death rate to a Sludge Bomb or Sludge Wave into a 60% chance to go ahead and actually flip the script and be able to Calm Mind up and boost past them. It's so fantastic here, right? It's not something that we're going to be overly reliant on, but when we do get in those situations here, right, boy, are we going to be praying to hit those Hypnosises. Hitting the Hypnosis into boosting past those threats with Calm Mind, it just makes Iron Valiant that more threatening as well once we do get past those mons, and can easily just open up the game and open up our team, even if Iron Valiant just doesn't do anything after that here, right? Having that is so fantastic, but at the same time, you do have to be aware, and you do have to know how to play your Hypnosis. This is not like the most noob friendly teams or moves here, right? Just because it's so easy to fall into the it's so easy to fall into the trap of clicking Hypnosis on anything, and then when you miss and get a one-hit KO'd or two-hit KO'd, you're like, oh, this team is so shite. Like, no, you just made the bad play, right? You didn't make the most optimal play, which was not clicking the Hypnosis here, right? Like, you got to be aware of when to Hypnosis, when not to Hypnosis, when to swap out, and just when to take your chip and move on here, right? So, very important, very important to know how to play that. But either way, on to the next one here. Iron Moth, the wonderful gets walled by Heat Rend set, but we cannot cover for everything here, right? Each and every single one of these moves are important on this Iron Moth. Of course, Fiery Dance plus Sludge Wave is going to be a wonderful wonderful dual stab moves. Substitute Iskir for King Gambits to go ahead and alleviate Sucker Punch Mind Games. And Dazzling Gleam, Terra Fairy plus Dazzling Gleam is something that we have been seeing on a lot of mods, most notably Golden Go. Terra Fairy is always going to be fantastic typing, and then being able to boost up Dazzling Gleam into a respectable damage with it having stab is able to go ahead and actually either pick up the KO on a lot of threats like Great Tusk, or even just heavily chip them here, right? So, and plus Terra, just Mono Fairy is very rarely ever going to be a negative typing, and it's just good overall here, right? And lastly, we have the water type Ogerpon. When looking at HO, you would figure on paper that the fire type Ogerpon is a lot better of a fit, just because it gets a +1 attack boost upon Terra, as well as its mold breaker ability to start off here, right? But in practice, the water type Ogerpon just fits a lot better here, right? One of the biggest advantages of this water type Ogerpon, as opposed to the fire type, is that it helps out our rain matchup quite a bit here, right? Water Absorb is such a fantastic ability. It also helps out our Walking Wake matchup as well. Oh well, okay, sorry. A lot of noise. Yeah, it helps out our rain matchup, and it helps out our Walking Wake matchup quite a bit. And again, there's not a lot that can honestly swap into our water grass typing here. Not to mention, we're doing some really big Demoglios with 100 base power water type move and 120 power base grass type move, right? Knockoff here is great for utility, and then if we're able to get a Swords Dance, especially late into the game, where there's not going to be a lot of speedy threats here, just because we would have taken advantage of that between a lot of our mons here, just because speed forces out speed here. So having a mon like this, it just opens up the game so much, and water is always going to be such a fantastic typing here, right? Not to mention as well, the +1 in SpDef, we're not going to be tearing this mon every game here, but in the situations where we need to live that special attack hit, whether to knock off or just threaten with really big damage here, that +1 SpDef just comes in so handy here, right? Just because we do have our +1 defensive guy, so that's taken care of. So having the opposite of that, this synergizes with the team so incredibly well here, right? But enough rambling here, right? On to the game we go. Once again, if you guys want more of an in-depth guide to the team, I highly recommend just reading the paste here. Go ahead and go with our Glamora turn 1. I do expect a Roaring Moon turn 1, TBH. If it is Roaring Moon, then we are just going to go ahead and, what's it called? We are just going to go ahead and Mortal Spin off rip. As great as rocks are here, it is going to be a little tricky navigating that with the Hatterini out on the field here. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let me just power gem up once. Into the knockoff. This is relatively fine. And we blow that thing back here, right? So I do expect a psychic from them. If they brought it out like this here, right? Yeah. And then we can go straight into our guy here and threaten with them with a nice super effective water move here. They can Terra out of that, but I would gladly take a Terra from Iron Moth here, just because it can possibly be opened up by our Iron Valiant here. I would like to preserve a booster Iron Valiant for the Roaring Moon here. Swap out is also very much a thing here. Perfectly fine. Just powering up our Ivy Cudgel here. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up that 2-hit KO on the Ninetales. Perfect. Into the Roaring Moon they want to go. Into the attack they want to go. Don't mind just getting one off here, right? Into the Dragon Dance, to be expected. Interestingly enough, they were slower. Okay. Do get walled by opposing Iron Moth, so I don't mind giving this up right here, right now. Into the Terrifying Acro, that's perfectly fine here. Into the Booster Valiant. Moonblast is looking like a little bit of a KO, so I will gladly take that. Let us see here, right? Into the Manaphy, okay. Perfectly fine. Gonna get up Calm Mind. See what they want to do. Into the Psychic, perfect. And then we can go ahead and Moonblast for free. Very nice. Into the Moth. We can go ahead and just Psyshock up. Very nice. Into the Hatterini. Don't need to do much. We could just Moonblast, Moonblast, Moonblast. Perfect. Eject button. Oh, okay. Yeah, this game's over. Very nice. Okay, cool. So, game 1 out of the way. Very good. Able to handle, able to work around the Roaring Moon fairly well here. Very interesting game here. Corviknight on Sun, very interesting. If we get a sub up with Iron Moth here, we're looking to be in really great position here, right? But for the time being, we are going to go ahead and lead Glamora and take the game one step at a time here, right? Fine by us. We're going to go ahead and power gem up. Go ahead and power gem up. Not much this Cinderace can do, right? HJK, okay. Fine by us. Into that, fine by us. Into the Iron Moth we go. Yep, fantastic. Go ahead and get a substitute as well. Let's see. They do defog. Perfect. Go ahead and get up a Fiery Dance here. Very nice. Eject button. Very nice. Into the Moth. Into the Torkoal. And then we can go ahead and just hit him with the Sludge Wave. Very nice here. We are going to see... Oh, interesting. We're not doing enough. I do expect a U-turn. TBH here. But either way, I feel like dazzling is okay. So they gave us the moon, which is absolutely perfect here, right? Absolutely perfect. Okay. And then I feel like we could just safely go out into our Glamora. Okay. And then we just get up a Swords Dance here, right? Yeah. Go ahead and get up a Swords Dance into the Corviknight. They go. Perfectly fine. Cudgel. And we're looking to be incredibly threatening here, right? Very interesting development here, right? I don't exactly mind going Zamazenta here. I do not exactly mind going Zamazenta here. Just because I still want to keep my water absorb here. Yeah. Fine by me. Go ahead and get up our Stone Edge. Very nice. I mean, body would have been better. TBH. And then go ahead and get up a Sludge Wave here. We're doing this just because Torkoal can't exactly break our sub unless... Oh, wow. That does very big damage. Oh, isn't that banded? I wonder, right? That has to be banded, yeah. Looking at that damage, that has to be banded. No shot. So into the Torkoal they want to go. Perfectly fine then. Go ahead and Sludge Wave up. We're still putting them in a tricky position with the Walking Wake here, right? We still are putting them in a very tricky position with the Walking Wake. Fully SpDef Torkoal, which is nice to see. And just Hypnosis. Nope. Fine by us here, right? Unfortunate, but fine by us. Into the King Gambit. Gonna just Katao up. Into the Great Tusk. Fully defensive Great Tusk, interestingly enough here, right? If this is the case, I do not mind going out into my Iron Valiant. Into the Walking Wake. Gonna Moonblast up. We're going to be forcing a very interesting scenario here, right? Hydro Steam, perfect. Go ahead and get up a Swords Dance here. Very interesting endgame here, right? Into the Protoga, okay. Go ahead and Power Whip. Into the Walking Wake, interestingly enough here, right? Perfect, and we do connect on that, and that is going to be a GG. Very nice, very shiesty endgame here, right? It almost got a little bit dicey, but we were able to go ahead and actually take care of the Roaring Moon early game. Cinderace, Bandit Cinderace was a huge threat there. Kind of should have figured from the Zamazenta range, but I hard confirmed it with the Iron Moth damage. A little bit unfortunate. I clicked Stone Edge for whatever reason. Guys, take the 5 seconds it takes just to sit there right before you make a move and be like, what does this move get me? Because Stone Edge did not get me anything. Body Press would have been the most optimal play there. I don't know what I was thinking, but hey, no matter. We were able to luckily come out with a dub here, right? The eject Corviknight, that's such a whack tag, but sure, right? Do not like that one bit, but hey, luckily we're able to go ahead and manage that. Just because it gave me such a free turn with Fiery Dance, because like I'm pretty sure they would have appreciated to actually be able to break the sub with Brave Bird, but we just did not give them that opportunity and kind of costed them in the end here, right? So either way, we will happily take that. Let's go right back into the mirror match. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect. Okay. Fellow enthusiasts here, fellow RMT scourer, I guess. I don't know. We're learning something new every day, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect. I guess. We were too threatening, or we were probably not fast enough for them. Either way, we're gonna go ahead and take that. Big dubs all around. Very interesting Sun team here, right? Sun, oh my god. After the Excalibur ban, Hail has just completely dropped off in my personal experience, and then we've just immediately moved on to Sun. So funny, but either way here, right? Into the Walking Waker, they want to go. We can go ahead and take we're gonna go ahead and get up our rock here. Find that a lot better than poisoning this. Sure, it could help us out a lot, but no matter here, right? Go ahead and get the Sword Dance. Go ahead and get the Ivy Cudgel off. Go ahead and get the knockoff off now. Into the Lilligant Hisui. Perfectly fine by us. Into the Life Orb. Out of the way. Go ahead and go into the Glamora. On the Solar Blade. Perfectly fine here, right? $339. So we do not have anything faster, unfortunately. Unfortunately here, right? Is power up really that one hit? Really want to go? I don't trust that for the life of me here, right? Either way, I'm going to go for the body press here. I do expect a sleep powder to come out, but like, is there realistically anything we can do about that here, right? Is there anything we can realistically do about that? So at this point, it's just stalling out Sun turns. Victory Dance. Fine. Interesting. Do pick up that KO. Very nice. Very greedy on our opponent's side here, right? Who do I not like here? Who do I not like here? I do like King Gambit. Zamazenta we handled, but I do like it against the Slitherwing. Iron Moth is still relatively good here. How great is Iron Valley? Not necessarily great here, right? So I don't mind going it. If they Draco, then fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Go ahead and get a Calm Mind then. Into the Clefable. Click Moonblast twice. Perfect. Thunderwave. Fine by us. Go ahead and just keep on clicking Moonblast. Go ahead and Calm Mind up once. Go ahead and keep on clicking Moonblast. Very nice. Luckily, we have been very lucky with not being parried. side shock up once. Do want to Trailblaze. Fine by us here, right? It's because we do have our guy here. Do not mind committing Terror here. Do not mind. Into the Torkoal, perfectly fine. Into the Walking Wake. And into the Iron Moth we can go. Into the Hydra Steam, that is perfectly fine. This was just because we can Ivy Cudgel up here. And then we're still putting him in very awkward positions here, right? Just because of the water absorbed from Ogerpon. And this Toxic Spike is doing immense amounts of work here. Into the Zamazenta, into the close combat. That is enough to pick up the KO, but that's fine by us here. Just because we can now pick up the KO with this. Into the Ivy Cudgel, perfectly fine. Into the Ogerpon. An Ivy Cudgel. Yep. Don't exactly have much of a play here. Into the Fire type guy. Is going to be enough to pick up the KO with Poison. Very nice. And Sucker Punch with Black Glasses here is hopefully going to be able to go ahead and pick up the KO here. Hopefully, right? We do have a good chance of killing here. Either way, it's going to be a GG well played from either side here, right? Very nice end game. And the crit did not matter. Crit did not matter. We had Black Glasses. Whoa, crit. Got mad. Either way, well played from our opponent. I guess. That's so funny. Okay, so very interesting game here. They do have the grass type Ogerpon, which is very nice here, right? Into the Glamora we go, into the Sneasler they're gonna go, into the Braylon, interestingly enough then, okay. Let's get a Mortal Spin off then, see what's up. Into the Spore, perfectly fine by us here. Just because we can go Zamazenta here. Don't exactly mind this being sleep fodder. Exactly meant too much this sleep fodder, I should say. Into the Bullet Seed. Go ahead and body press up. They can very easily go Iron Moth, I was gonna say, but they do opt to go ahead and actually sack the Loom. Into the Iron Moth, I expect them to go now. Into the Sneasler, interestingly enough here, right? Just body press them. Into the Swords Dance. Fair enough. Go ahead and Stone Edge. Do miss. Unfortunate. Either way here, we can go ahead and go for the Moonblast. Into the Iron Moth. The special attack boosting Moth. Very interesting. Do I want my chip or do I want a hypnosis here? That is the question, right? Because this is exactly why we have hypnosis here, right? Is exactly why we have hypnosis. But at the same time, we need to be aware of, do we actually need to hypnosis here, right? What is our game plan here? What kind of end game would I like to force? Just because I want to keep my Iron Moth around for the Sneasler. My Glamora is slept, unfortunately. King Gambit doesn't do the greatest into this, and then we have Ogerpon to come in and revenge. But either way, I also want to keep my Iron Valiant for the moon here, right? But I'm down to go for it. We do get it, luckily. Very nice. Go ahead and Side Shock twice. Able to go ahead and pick that up. Oh, so we just did not need to risk that at all whatsoever. Very funny. Into the Ogerpon. Don't just Moonblast twice. They do get the speed boost. Yeah, kind of figured here, right? Get the 4, very nice. Into the Swords Dance. And go ahead and Moonblast again. And they forfeit again. Oh man, so unfortunate. So going back on this, right? Going back on this. Into this Iron Moth. I'm looking at Shodex here, right? Just because I'm looking at Shodex here, but they are special attack boosting. Let's go boost your energy. Do not like this set. This is one of the big problems of Shodex, is that you're just not going to have the correct set here, so it can really throw off your decision making, and and it's also incredibly annoying just to go ahead and actually like hard confirm all these little numbers here. You're taking time away from your timer, and just to focus on like small details that should be ironed out, you know? Like, yes, these things matter, but more importantly, like if you have the correct set, like you're able to just look at that, calculate the risks appropriately, and then just start looking at more long-term planning than just focusing so much on the short term, aka am I even gonna get this KO here, right? Very annoying. Very annoying that they only just show me the sets here. No. Booster energy, no. Whatever. Choice spec. Okay. So after the chip here, luckily we did get the special attack drop, so it might have come into play. Oh god, no, it did not come into play. Wow. Okay, so Psyshock here is like a 62% chance. Pretty much the exact same chance we have to hit a Hypnosis. Did we need to do that is the question. I don't think so. I truly, looking at this now, like I truly don't think we would have just been far better off Psyshocking. Right? We would have been far better off Psyshocking. It's the same odds. It's the same odds, but like at the same time, like I'm stacking those odds together here, right? I'm stacking a 60% chance on top of another 60% chance, and then now we got to worry about, do they wake up turn 2? Do they wake, or do we get a 3-turn sleep here, right? A little bit of a tough call, right? We would have been better off Psyshocking there, in my opinion. Once again here, right? Like you gotta know when and when not to Hypnosis here. Shodex almost led me astray here. Did not realize it too much in the moment. I got to be a lot better than that. Like I got to be a lot better about looking at and understanding the information that Showdown gives me. like the special attacking stuff, some of the chat logs here, like I just sometimes glance over it because like I don't want to say I'm a little bit of a rush, but like I just play a little bit too fast sometimes, and this was definitely one of those situations. Are they also looking at the game with me? But yeah, I think better play overall just would have been side shocking. We were just needlessly stacking those odds, and they weren't exactly in our favor, but luckily it worked out. Iron Valiant here was fairly important just because we're able to go ahead and actually threaten the Sneasler. We're able to go ahead and threaten the Roaring Moon. Ogerpon, don't exactly know. I think it might have been a little bit of a tilt to go ahead and actually go Ogerpon and commit Terra on that Mon. Right? You might have been better. Well, they might have been better off just going into Roaring Moon and clicking Acrobatics, just because that's fairly free onto my team here, right? Great toss. I mean, King Gambit does not want to switch into. It can switch into Acrobatics, but it does not want to eat the subsequent Earthquake. Neither does Iron Moth. Glamora's asleep, and then it also threatens what's it called? It also threatens the Water type Ogerpon. So that might have been a little bit of a tilt just seeing Hypnosis, but that at the same time that is the power of Hypnosis, right? Like that is the power of Hypnosis. Like it can possibly tilt your opponent into making suboptimal plays. Roaring Moon in that situation would have been a lot more threatening here, right? But at the same time, you kind of open yourself up to King Gambit Sucker Punch games. But I could just take your damage, right? Don't commit Terra with Ogerpon. Like he wasn't going to be faster than us. Was he? Interesting. Let's see. Did they click Trailblaze or did they click Swords Dance? Yeah, no, they clicked Swords Dance. Yeah. So they were never going to be faster than us here, right? Like, so a little bit of a tilt play, I would assume. They could have easily just taken the Ivy Cudgel damage and then gone out into something like Cinderace, where I easily wouldn't have killed, and then they could possibly had a really good role to kill me. But I guess they just tilted a bit just because of Hypnosis, which is funny. It is the power of Hypnosis once again. But yeah. Just not the best play. Just not the best play. Just side shocking, getting my damage off, right? Risking that roll I would have by clicking Hypnosis was just a better play. And it's something to really, really, really keep in mind here, right? Did not need to do it, but luckily it worked out for me. But I just want to like reinforce that idea really hard here, right? Just because, again, it's so easy to fall into the trap of, ooh, I'm gonna click Hypnosis and win on spot here, right? But like, it doesn't always work that way, and it's not always gonna be the most optimal play. But yeah, luckily we were able to come out with the dub here. A little bit of a tilt play, but even still, right? Like in my headcanon, if they did get the damage on with Ogerpon, I probably would have been like at 60-50. Come in with the Cinderace, revenge kill me, and then who do I come out with, right? I do like subbing up on the Cinderace. I do like subbing up with Cinderace. I do like subbing up on the Cinderace. Just because Powerball wasn't gonna go ahead and actually. How much does Powerball do? Offensive pivot. This is not offensive pivot. Bulky pivot. I'm gonna assume that's what this is. Into the Moth. We're doing 35. That would have been a little bit of an unfortunate range here, right? Just a little bit of an unfortunate range. Very interesting here then. So, out into Cinderace. If I do sub up on him here, right? I think we might have had to commit a Terra Fairy. Even still with Dazzling Gleam, interestingly enough, that doesn't kill. Yeah, it would have been a lot shicier. Thankfully, our opponent just threw away the game right then and there, right? Either way, though, fairly good team here. We are a little bit lower on the ladder. I have just been throwing away free elo, trying to test out wonderful teams for you guys. A new meta, so of course, like, for those of us who aren't the greatest builders, we are in a little bit of an awkward position where we kind of got to wait for people to come out with teams. We got to wait for the forum to be active, but I have been trying my best to go ahead and cook up some heat. This is something I've been working on. I want to make the Rillaboom Magnezone core work. It was so fantastic in Sword and Shield, but a little bit of a tough time making it work now. But hey, this is what we playtest for. So I've been giving away free elo with this team here, right? It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's something that we definitely can improve on. If you guys haven't checked out my latest video, I did feature this team here. Absolutely fantastic. A little bit of a version 2, a little bit of an adjustment just to go ahead and more easily bring in. Oh, actually, never mind. Don't check that out. Baxcalibur's been banned. What am I talking about? I cooked up this heat. It got invalidated a couple days later. Unfortunate, but whatever. Very nice Sugar Room team. All these teams can be found in the description down below here. I have differentiated between meta ready and outdated, aka banned mon there. So it's only these 2 teams, but all these other teams and any other teams that I find in the meantime of recording uploads, right, will be down there. Highly recommend it. And yeah, fairly good team here. Not too much to go over, left to go over here. Thinking if I'm forgetting anything. The pace of this team will include the original pace. I do want to mention that. So it is going to be having this exact spread here. It is a perfectly fine spread here. Me personally, I just don't want to get outsped by Ribombis. But even so, right, we do have other mons to go ahead and actually properly deal with that. But for whatever reason, they do decide to preserve the Ribombi here, right? Just having that extra speed is so fantastic, but it is absolutely not necessary. That is going to do it for today. That is going to do it for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed, please do like and subscribe. I will be coming at you guys with better content, with more content, better plays, better teams. And yeah, I again hope you guys enjoyed. I'll do it for today, guys. See ya.